Karen, you're the founder member of the London Lasses. Tell us about the history of the band.
Well, we came together almost by accident in 1997. A few girlfriends decided that we'd like to go to the States and go for a 6-week trip and take a few gigs along the way. And since we were all born over here of Irish parents playing Irish music, we decided that the tune, the London Lasses, was an appropriate name for us as we travelled around the States. And we enjoyed that trip and the gigs so much when we did it. We came back and we decided to look for a 4th member and get a permanent accompanist, and it's gone on from there.
So you're with your 2 daughters here, so the music lives on through the generations. Guys, you're involved in Irish music and you're playing music here. Do you love it?
Yes, it's really enjoyable, and I just love doing and playing music. Like, it expresses my feelings.
What do you play?
I play fiddle. I used to play tin whistle, but I think I'm more into fiddle now.
And you're twins, so do you play the same instrument, or did you go for a different one?
Well, I've played the fiddle as well, but I still carry on playing the tin whistle.
So you're going to follow in your mum's footsteps?
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is your 5th album. Tell us about how you came to choose the tracks that ended up on it.
Well, this album came together really over a long time. It's 5 years since our last album, and within that time we were creating new material with our old members, including my husband Pete Quinn on keyboard and Maureen Linane on accordion, and then for a time we were playing with Cavan accordionist and flautist Aileen Geoghegan, who's here tonight, and some of the stuff that we worked together with her on is on this album as well. And then since Brogan and Chris joined the band, we have some newer material, so we've included some of those guests and brought Colm McGonigle, who's a fantastic harpist from Belfast, who's done a few gigs with us in the past, on this album. So it's a real mix over a long period of time. There are some new instruments we haven't used before, so it's quite varied really, probably compared with some previous albums.
If people want to find out more about the London Lasses and buy some of your albums, how can they do that?
They can go to our website, which is www.londonlasses.net, or find us on Facebook. If they do facebook.com, The London Lasses, or one word, they'll find us there. And the CD's for sale on the website at the moment as well.
What does it take to record an album like this, and what kind of work went into it?
First of all, it's researching the right tunes that you want to record and the ones that we enjoy playing, and each member of the band tends to bring pieces that they've discovered or they've enjoyed playing for a long time, and then arranging those pieces in a style that suits the band and suits the instruments that we have. Then finding a good studio and having a good sound engineer, and really just having fun doing it all.
And tell us about your own involvement.
So I'm the newest member. I've been playing for about a year with the band. Maureen, who was the previous accordion player, actually taught me, so it's really flattering to be able to take over. I'm on about a third of the album because there's Maureen and Aileen as well, who played for a bit before me, so it's really interesting to have 3 different instruments.
How long have you played music?
Since I was about 10, so 9 years.
You're only 19?
Yeah.
So you're the baby of the band?
Baby.
Karen also plays the fiddle. We learnt music together when we were kids, and we played loads of music through our teenage years, and then when we got into our 20s we decided with some other friends to set up the band.
And the band here, it's going from strength to strength. You're together how many years?
I think we're together probably about 15 years now, so it's a good while.
Tell me about your musical influences.
It's a really difficult question because I've loads really, but I guess growing up in London, the music of people like Brian Rooney. Also, I love the music of Gary Connolly, who plays the accordion, fiddle players like Liz Carroll, and some of the older players like Michael Colman. So a real mix of different people.
Agus Michigan dit Shachas Kalini and Trail.
Guys, thanks so much for joining us. We're here for the launch of the album for the London Lasses. Yourself, you're performing here tonight?
Well, we're going to sing a couple of verses, I think, to start things moving later on.
And yourself, Mohammed, obviously you're not originally Irish, but you've embraced the Irish culture and even embraced Irish music in a big way.
Well, it's a huge honour to have Pat and James and friends here who've just been really brilliant and supportive. I'm just a beginner really, but these guys have been supporting and nurturing the Irish tradition beautifully, actually.
And what attracted you initially to our traditional Irish music?
Well, it's just really kind of the masterful kind of musical knowledge of friends and colleagues like these.
What is about the session, Pat?
Well, we started it off as a one-off 17 years ago, and it's still going strong. It's in the Irish Centre in Camden Town.
What was it like when you first started singing here?
A lot rarer them days than it is now, you know what I mean? Nowadays, it doesn't matter what corner you turn, there's some form of traditional Irish music. You know, it might be singing or whatever. There's a big link anyways. In them days, you get massive crowds in certain places because they didn't have as many venues to go to. But I mean, it's spread all over now. I mean, it's fantastic, like, you know. I mean, if you wanted to, I'm sure you could get Irish music every night of the week.
But since I cannot give her love, no joy there is for me, and I will seek forgetfulness in lands across the sea. Unless she cares to follow me, I swear by my right hand, McGonigle's face you'll no more see my flaws.
How rewarding do you find playing traditional Irish music?
I absolutely love it. I mean, for me, like, you know, learning Irish songs has just been a real experience. You know, they're just such a wealth of songs, English and Irish. So, you know, every day I've got a new idea about a song that I could do.
Tell us about your own background. You're now back living back home in Northern Ireland.
Yes, I am now. Yes, after 15 years in London, I have moved back to County Down, Rostrevor, and so I am going to be commuting over for performances, and then hopefully getting the lasses over for festivals and gigs in County Down, because there's quite a lot of music happening over there, which is great.
I joined the band just over a year ago, and it's been a fantastic experience since. I think when they asked me first, I suspected they might have just hired me to add a touch of glamour to the band, maybe. But no, it's been a brilliant musical experience, and I look forward to carrying it on for some time. So. Yeah.
And your own background, you've a background from the west of Ireland. Your mum and dad are from the west of Ireland.
Yeah, that's correct. My mother and father are living back in Lewsbrook in County Mayo at the moment. My father's from there, and my mother's from Annagra in the County Donegal. So they've been back there since 2004. So I was brought up in Leeds, like so. Yeah.
And you know, you do a lot of work within the Irish community in Leeds. Tell us about that.
Well, I work for an organisation called the Irish Arts Foundation. It's a registered charity. It was established in 1998, and it exists to promote Irish arts, Irish music specifically, but I suppose Irish arts generally, in Leeds, although we also take an interest in working in collaboration with other agencies across Britain to kind of promote Irish arts.
What are the future plans for you musically? Are you going to keep involved with the girls here?
Well, I hope so, yeah. I mean, perhaps you should ask them that, like, you know, but as I said, I've been with them over a year now, so, and they still seem intent in giving me gigs, so I still do a few gigs with other bands as well. I suppose I spent years playing country and Irish and various other styles of music, so, but I hope the London Lasses themselves can continue for a long time yet, so.
Many thanks there to Karen Ryan and all the guys there for inviting us along to the launch of their 5th album entitled The One I Love the Best.